I'd apologize for the AC in the background, but I don't care. It's warm here. And I'm an American now. Update slash video. Me and a buddy went on a not a through hike, but a section hike of the Appalachian Trail. We didn't finish the whole section. We're like 70 miles off, give or take, out of the 230. It was fun, but it was also the 4th of July on the 250th year of America's birthday. So I was like, yeah, it's 250. We can't miss it. So we went back home and hung out with family. Did a missions trip at a camp we serve at. Built a cabin. Did a lot of maintenance and laissez-faire maintenance. Did a couple things there. Help with some activities. I was gonna do a training with a partner from Oklahoma. Insurance got messed up. Wasn't able to get the 2-month minimum on the website to, for people to sign up for the class. So that'll probably be happening in the spring. If not, next fall. We had that going on. We have October coming up, going to, I believe it's called the Southern Health Summit. Gonna hang out with them up there, learn a little bit about homeopathic stuff, getting back to nature kind of stuff. It's like the principles of permaculture. Mimicking nature as closely as possible, or at least the most fruitful of it. Like the edge of a forest has the most abundance, right? Probably the most activity. But anyways, a concept I was thinking about at work the other day is overfed and undernourished. So, basically, I got a few bullet points, and it doesn't have to end at these 5, I got written down. But, these were the ones off the top of my head. So, we could go through them, and if you got any to add, put it in the comment section below. The more feedback I get in there, the more fulfilled I feel with the dopamine hitting my brain, because it looks like someone's actually watching my garbage. Yeah? Cool? Oh, shout out to my 5 subscribers. I have a personal best. It's one of them's me from a different channel. So my 4 subscribers, I'm pretty sure one of them's my mommy. Love you. But anyways, overfed and undernourished. So info, news, shit like that. Just it's a matter of, your book smarts clashing with your street smarts, or your theoreticals clashing with your experience. Things you think you should know versus things you execute on. But we'll just get into the news, for example. What fruit are you getting from it other than dread? If that's something that motivates you, cool. But too much of it, man, that'll incapacitate you. It'll stop you in your tracks. You ever heard of paralysis by analysis, too much coming in, you don't know what to do. That's the opposite of fruitful. That is a hindrance, right? Food. How many carrots does it? How many of today's carrots does it take to get the nutritional value of 50 years ago's one carrot, right? All the assume anything that's pre-made is garbage, because it is. It might have your macros, but again, you're overfed and undernourished. You're like literally in that case. 3 meals a day, you don't need it. You really don't. How long does it take to actually digest, the proper amount of serving or serving size? It goes all the way to the dirt, honestly. Like your microbiology, you're getting into like science, anatomy even. All health starts in the gut. It actually starts in your mouth. You could argue, because like tooth decay could literally lead to cancer. Everything can, says California, but you could have autoimmune diseases from something as simple as an infection in your gums. Like, that's your whole body just because of an infection in your mouth. And then it goes to your stomach. You need all factory of microbiology so you can digest all the different nutrients and minerals in your food that isn't actually in your food anyway. So you have not only are you breeding only the biology that can digest your food, you're also making an overabundance of maybe not necessarily good biology by not diversifying. Eat local, sure. That's probably the healthiest for you, but like, how many different leaves you can eat? Like, iceberg lettuce is cool. Maybe not so much right now. I heard a lot of people are getting the shits from it. But, like, dandelion leaves. You got your spinach. Everyone eats spinach, alright? How about, what's another leaf that you might not think of? Clover leaf, stuff like that, in nature, that it doesn't have a good shelf life, frankly, which is, well, besides that and the fact that it grows so abundantly that it's really hard to sell something you can just get for free. So diversify what you eat and you might get some nourishment, but don't eat garbage, and maybe you don't need to eat 3 times a day. Twice, a breakfast and end of the day meal. When do you break your fast? I do it about 11 o'clock, and then I have dinner. I try to eat no later than 7, because I want to have about a 2-hour window before I go to bed to digest. Maybe I'll take a walk, stuff like that. So leaders, how could you be overfed with leaders and undernourished? Well, who has ever been in a position where they have a talk with the lead, the floor manager, the head manager, maybe the president of the company, and then the owner of the company, and they all want you to do like 4 different things for your day, for your task, but the person who you're supposed to be listening to is maybe your floor lead, your manager, like why are all these different people not coming together and bringing it down the line to get to you? Why are they each individually hitting you with something to do, stuff like that. When there's the too many chiefs, not enough Indians, something like that. Is that how it's said? There's clash. There can be discord in that, and then who do you follow at the end of the day? Who writes your paychecks? But like, who do you work with every day? Who's the one who's actually the leader? Who's the one you want to follow? The one you want to work with? And are you in a culture? Thank you. Are you in a culture where you can have that discussion with all your hires and kind of make a linear track to you at the end of the day to be as efficient and effective as possible, stuff like that. There can absolutely be bad leaders too, where they think they're in a position of power. Maybe they've been there longer than you, or maybe they're your dad, or grandfather. Not that you shouldn't respect your elders, but there's a way to respect them even in disagreeing. You don't have to do everything they say, especially if it's going to hurt the progress of whatever you're doing, whether that's life, work, whatever. So bad leaders leave you feel hungrier for someone else to do a better job. Maybe they leave you hungry in the sense that you're ambitious enough to want to do a better job than them. That can be helpful, but who do you then learn from to become a leader? Not the one you're succeeding. You want to be better than them, which was the whole reason you thought you could do better than them in the first place. But leaders can absolutely leave you overfed. They could mess you up. Skills is kind of like info, and by skills I don't mean like so by skills what I mean is having the knowledge but not executing on it. It's learning all there is to know about a thing, but then never actually pursuing the thing. So I don't know. I would love to play an instrument, of the violin and the piano. Those are two things I always thought were really cool. The fiddle, they're really excellent. But watching YouTube videos, reading about them, even I guess there is utility in learning how to read the notes, but at the end of the day, if I don't try to actually play the instrument, if I don't have the means, if I don't have the instrument to play, just like many other skills are perishable, even if I know everything about it, I don't know jack shit on how to actually do it, which ties into being taught from teachers, leaders. You want a good one. You don't want, there's nothing wrong with being taught by a kid if he knows more than you. But then after you do all the research, you could very easily fall into fooling yourself into believing that you know more than someone who actually has the experience. You might have the knowledge, but do you have any of the experience? So someone like me could absolutely be taught by a 6-year-old who knows more about that than me, who's actually done it. So skills, you can overindulge yourself in knowledge of the skills, but until you put your hands to work, you've never really unlocked the skill. I hope that makes sense. Hello, I'm back. It's raining now. Anyways, overfed and undernourished. Patience. Could you be overfed patience when you use it as an excuse to not execute on what you should be doing or want to be doing? Trying to get everything perfect before starting just leaves you in the same place. Now, don't get me wrong, with haste comes waste, but with sedentary lifestyle also comes a wasted life. If you're not growing, you've stopped. Which there is times where it's okay to stop. Times it's okay to rest. Times it's okay to just take a minute and be patient. But don't wait on things as if they're coming to you. Most opportunities you have to seize. Some opportunities fall in your lap. But more times than not, those opportunities end up, at least for me, not panning out. They don't end up amounting to anything. But all that to say, patience, you could easily overdo it with patience. If you're just a pushover, if you let things come at you, if you have the inability to seize the moment, these are all things that too much patience in can make it worse, make it harder. Now, the flip side of that, how it can nourish you with just a little bit of patience. You can grow some crops, you plant your seed, you water it, and with a little bit of patience, it'll sprout. Or it won't. But you don't wait too long, or something will grow in its place. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Makes sense for me. Plants were my thing in high school, so that's easy for me to kind of mesh together. But anyways, it's been quite a few months since my last video. The goal is to hopefully do 1 to 2 a week. I want to try to start at least getting one out a week. And I need one of you to hold me accountable to that. Hopefully I can make that a little bit more of a priority. But at the end of the day, this is fun for me. This is cathartic. It's a way to express myself to anyone who may want to hear it versus the two people that have to hear it, right? Because they get annoyed listening to me blabber. So, yeah, anyways, next topic I think will be the hard pill to swallow concept. That one will have hints and sprinklings of the overfed and undernourished concepts, but it'll be slightly more punch in the face for those of us who need that type of thing. Yeah. Anyways, if there are other things that you've been overfed and undernourished in, leave it in the comments below, or on the side, or wherever the hell they are this time of year. I'd like to hear some feedback. I'd love to continue the conversation. So yeah, take it easy. I love you guys.